voila! We've gotten this far on the project, and that again is the back. And if you can see with the black and the brown up here on the border, how much fabric is showing in between the rows, and then voila. It's what gives you these crisp lines where they're not all muddled together. Makes I think, a nicer look. Anyway, again, I'm going to show you how I would fill in the shape of, say, of course, this head. A lot of times when I'm punching, I'll take a moment to clip that tail off because I just don't want that in my way. So when you have a shape, I outline and fill in. So I'll go all the way around the head, and I ignore the eyes. You can judge later where you want to stitch your eyes in. So don't try to go around them. That's not necessary at all. Your needle that you stitch an eye in with will just go right through where you want it. And also, I don't know, I guess going back to not getting your rows too close. It's funny how you can see, if you look really close, you can see the black line here from the screen printing. And you can see it along the flag or around the flowers. That's the line of the screen printing because I'm only outlining and then filling in. And I'm keeping on each side of that line to a corner. I push the needle down and then pivot the hoop. So my hand, really, my punching hand, is always in the same position. It's kind of funny to think about that. I'm not moving it as much as I'm moving or pivoting the hoop. And I can go, after I go around this, and truly I only choose to go around it. It's not an absolute either. You could choose to go back and forth or up and down with your rows. Some people like to punch towards themselves like this. I never really have, but I can. Even when I do it though, you see how I'm still leading the direction that I'm punching is the open, and then you could turn it and go that way. I just find that I like to punch with my arm against my body, and I move the hoop to accommodate the direction that I want to go. I once had a student tell me that her instructor she had had prior had told her never to move the hoop. And I don't know how that would be possible. And again, with the darker colors, you can see how much fabric you can see through these rows, but how filled in it is in the front. I can't stress that enough. When people bring projects into classes and they say, what am I doing wrong? And their thread is just packed into the area to where you can't even see the design anymore. That is usually where they're going wrong. So this area, I guess I'll go up and down to show you that you can just fill it in however you please. You can also punch with your needle going sideways, if that makes sense. It adds more of a twisted look to the thread. I don't know if you can actually see that, but it brings more up on the back. And if you do a whole piece like that, it begins to look twisted. That wasn't the way I was taught, but I do see that that is the way that some people have been taught. It works. It feeds out the needle just the same. But I always lead with that opened eye of the needle. I think I pulled the one out. I did. It doesn't usually happen. It must have been held up. If your thread isn't flowing, or if it's held up somehow, it will pull your stitches or your punches right out. And I'm going to end it right here. So I'll pull the needle out, and I'll cut it off, and I'll come back to show you how to do the stars.